It's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We've got a free hockey pick. It's playoff hockey. We've got a scorching hot weekend deal for you. 25% off the entire website with the code word parlay, Parlay. That's 25% off, and it ends Sunday at midnight. Flyers, Islanders in this one. Islanders favored -115. The Flyers -105. So about a pick 'em in this game. The total sits at 5. This is game 3 of this series, tied at 1. Islanders winning game 1 4-0, and the Flyers winning game 2 4-3 in overtime on Wednesday. So Scott Rickenbach, always good insight when it comes to hockey. Where are you leaning on this one?
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of scoring in this game. It should be a tremendous matchup because the thing is, the Flyers, if they had lost game 2, I think things would be a little bit different. But because they blew a 3-goal lead in that game, they jumped out 3-0, and then we're still ahead 3-1 with less than 10 minutes to go in the game. Islanders got a goal there, and then with 2 minutes to go, they tied the game up, plus went on a power play, and it looked like the Flyers were just toast, but they managed to hang in there, and then early in overtime, they won it. And here's the key with why I'm expecting quite a few goals in this one. The Flyers in this postseason have been so strong, and yet it's been surprising because they didn't have two things. Number one, their power play hadn't been that good. And the second thing was that their big guys, the key guys that you would expect to be scoring, they kept being held off of the score sheet. And the key here is that in the last few games, including I think it was the final game in the Montreal series, they have gotten the power play going a little bit. Then in game 2 of this series, the Flyers saw Claude Giroux played his best game of the playoffs by far, in my opinion. He was fantastic in that game. He's the captain of the Flyers, and it was great to see him, if you're a Flyers fan, to see him get going. Kevin Hayes scored 2 goals in that game. That's one of the big name guys for the Flyers. Again, getting those big guns going was key for Philly. Now they have that, and they still have the same depth through their second and third lines that's been carrying them through this postseason. So they're going to be dangerous in terms of scoring goals here, but look for the Islanders to respond off a loss. And what I like here about the over is that Carter Hart has now given up, the Flyers goalie has given up 3 goals in each of the last 2 games. And the young goalie, he's a fantastic goalie, but to me, he has not looked quite as sharp as he was looking earlier in the postseason. The Islanders are going to take advantage of that here, but Philly should have success again against Varlamov, the goalie for the Islanders. He gave up 3 goals in just 15 minutes and got yanked in that game. You might expect him to now bounce back in this one, but the thing is, in the regular season, he showed this trend throughout the season that when he's hot, he's really hot. And then when he has a tough game, a lot of times he'll go through a stretch, 3, 4, 5 games where he's given up 3 or 4 goals every single time out there. And this is a low total of only 5 goals in this one. And when you factor all that in, I think we've got great value here with the over in a game that should see plenty of goals, especially now you got fresh legs for the skaters because they had a couple of extra days off, after the cancellation of events for a couple of days in the hockey world and really the entire sports world, as we saw.
A lot of stuff to think about for sure when it comes to that matchup. That's going to do it for Flyers Islanders talk here on Picks and Parlays. As always, thanks for your insight. Scott Rickenbach, thanks for joining us.